Hi, everybody, and welcome to the newly named Andrew Hamilton Hall of Communications. My name's David. This is...
Hi.
I'm Valerie.
I'm Kevin. There's one more of us, Charlene. She's at the gate. She'll be here in a sec.
You might have noticed that the orientation packages on your seats aren't what the university usually hands out. That's because we switched them. Professor McKay won't be coming to do her normal orientation. You are going to be getting one, just not the one you might have been expecting. We represent a group of students. There's about 100 of us from different departments on campus. We are very pleased that our friends at the Media Arts Department have joined us here tonight for this action. What this means is that we're in here and we're broadcasting live all over the Lower Mainland, and we're broadcasting live on the World Wide Web to the planet. Yes, it's very exciting. We are very concerned about the kinds of things that have been happening here at the university
What the
lately.
hell do you think you're doing?
Is that coming?
There.
Hiding day.
Where's Professor McKay?
Check your answering machine. You're probably going to find she called in sick.
We didn't do anything with her. She's trying to help us.
Oh, really? What was he about that?
Hey, we told you something was going to happen. We came to you with our concerns, and you refused.
Leave this hall immediately, or you leave me no choice but to call in the authorities.
Do whatever you have to do. We're prepared for that.
Fine. Have it your way.
Well, that went well.
Well, we are going to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep on explaining and we'll set up.
Okay. Okay, look, I want to assure you of something. You are under no obligation to stay here, okay? The doors are not locked. I want to assure you of that. Like I was saying, we represent a group of students. There's about 100 of us from different departments on campus. We're very concerned about the kinds of things that have been happening here lately and how they connect up to issues in other parts of the world. We've taken Andrew Hamilton as something of an inspiration. If you looked at the shrine to him outside the hall here, you'll have noticed that he's the graduate of the millennium. He's on the board of governors of the university now. Since forging his partnership with the campus, his products are all around us. Actually, Kelly's one of us. She's up there. Is there some way to turn these ads off?
Yeah, sure thing.
Thank you. Andrew Hamilton's road to success is being held up. This is Charlene.
Hi, everyone.
How are things at the gate?
Everything's secure.
Andrew Hamilton's road to success is being held up to us as a path that we should follow. Thing is, we don't feel that it leads to the kind of world that we want to live in. And we feel very strongly that the university, an institution of learning, should not be working as closely as it is with corporations to prepare us for the kind of... to indoctrinate us into the kind of corporate vision of a globalized world that Mr. Hamilton represents. And so, Kev, you here?
Here, right here.
If you looked at the shrine out there, you'll know that Kevin here bears a striking resemblance to Andrew Hamilton.
It's not my fault.
He's a clone.
Shut up.
We are taking shameless advantage of that. We wanted to prepare a presentation for you, but we wanted to reach you here, not just here. And so we've taken the issues as we understand them, and we've theatricalized them. It's certainly, what we've made doesn't contain everything, asks way more questions than we have answers to. So what we want to do is show it to you, and then engage in a dialogue, but a dialogue of action. Now, how that's going to work is this. I want all of you, you here in the theater, you watching on television, and you watching on the web, to see what we're going to show you through particular eyes. Looking for characters and trying to identify with the struggle that they're engaged in. It might be a struggle inside them, an internal struggle. It might be a struggle with another character, an external struggle. And if you have an idea about how, by replacing that character and engaging in their struggle, you could come into the scene and try to solve the problem in that moment. It might be a small solution. It might be a very large solution. Or at least peel some of the layers of complexity away from the issue in that moment. We want you to yell, "Stop!" Now, how that's going to happen. On the web, if you're watching on the web, you'll enter the chat space that you can see on your screen. An actor will make contact with you who's sitting on a terminal, one of our actors. That actor will ask you some questions. Why you want to do what you want to do and how you want to do it, who you want to replace, etc. That actor will then come into the theater here, yell stop, and do the intervention on your behalf. Those of you watching on television, you will yell stop by calling one of the numbers that is on your screen right now. We're going to leave them on the screen. Go get a pen and a paper and write them down, okay? You're going to call one of those numbers. An actor will talk to you, do an interview with you, and then come in here and yell stop. People watching outside the theater, we want you to start that process as soon as you start seeing the play, because it's going to take us time to process your interventions. You folks here, it's very important that although all that is going on out there, we don't lose contact with you. However, I don't want you to yell stop in the first portion of the play. I really mean that, okay? I don't care how upset and frustrated you get, just watch it until the play is over the first time. You're going to get your chance along with everybody else when we finish the first performance. We ready here? It's about 25 minutes long. We're going to show it to you, and I'm going to come back and explain a little bit more about how we're going to proceed. Okay, Kel, here we go.
Merry Christmas, can you spare any change?
Goodness sakes, you idiot! Can't you watch what you're doing?
Sorry.
Sorry.
It's okay, it's not your fault.
Look, why did you
Tommy, nice.
Why did you take this?
No, you don't have to do that, okay?
Look, just take it.
Oh, this is amazing.
It's the best there is.
I am so bloated. You could beach me.
No dessert for you.
No. Mei Ling,
Andrew?
what would you say if I said that I would like to keep the factory here?
Well, I would say to you what I've said all along. You pay $15 an hour here in Canada, and we pay 20 cents an hour in Thailand. That is more than $7 million in savings.
What about the software engineers?
What about the software engineers? We're changing our programming, consolidating our expertise in Indiana. Even still, maybe only 3 or 4 of your engineers could qualify.
Look, I need to know that you're not setting up in some sweatshop.
A sweatshop? No. Amateur Trading deals only with the finest contractors all across Asia. And our employment standards, they meet the minimum requirements of... This isn't about sweatshops, is it?
Look, I've spent the last 9 years of my life building up this company.
More reason why you should go through with this opportunity. Your company needs to go bigger. It needs to expand in order to survive in today's economy. And amateur trading is going to help you do that.
But these people are my friends.
Andrew, this is not about who your friends are. This is business. And business is about making profits. You have to learn to separate business from your personal life.
10 jobs?
Forget it.
Sign this deal. You know the offer is good.
Yes, I know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, there's one other thing. You've got 4 weeks.
No, I need 12.
There's a plant that's ready to go in Thailand. They've been preparing for the last 6 months.
Give me 8. I can do.
Look, I understand it must be difficult for you and your employees.
Yes.
If you prefer, amateur trading can do the layoffs by video.
No. You don't need to be involved.
That's good. Look, then you
people-
have 4 weeks. Look, I would love to stay and chat, but I have an early meeting tomorrow morning, and I'll call you when I get back to New York, okay?
Okay.
Look, have another brandy. This meal's on me. It's been good doing business with you.
And you.
My page.
Hey, Claire, you got a sec?
Sure.
Come in my office, would you?
Where were you this morning?
I had a late one last night. Listen, Claire, I should have told you this a while ago. Oh, God. Christmas shopping.
It was hell.
Yeah? Well, have a seat. I have good news. I sold the company last night.
So the rumors are true.
Yes, the rumors are true. Claire, this is an amazing deal. An enormous capital investment into Hamilton Pagers. Look, we're going way beyond pagers. We're going into a whole new world of wireless technologies and communications. Within 5 years, we will no longer be just an industry player. We will be a global household name. What do you think?
Well, what does it mean for the people in the company?
We're moving production to Thailand.
You're moving the plant from Richmond to Thailand?
Yes.
Andrew, you can't close that plant. It employs 250 people. I hired most of those people. I've met their families. You can't just put them out of work.
Claire, this is not what I wanted to have happen. Trust me. I did everything I could to keep the factory here, but there's nothing that I can do. My hands are tied.
But we made 10% profit last year.
That's not enough. Look, I could make 8% on bonds, sitting at home every day watching Oprah and never have to get out of bed. 10% is not enough.
That's insane.
That is not insane, Claire. That is business. Look, the game is global, and if I don't go global, I'm dead. I have spent the last 9 years of my life building up this company, and I'm not going to stand by on the sidelines watching it starve to death because I don't have enough capital to grow fast enough.
Well, I've been here 6 years. What does it mean to me?
I have something for you.
Thank you.
Transition.
Oh, no, Andrew, no, I don't want to do, I can't
Claire,
do
Claire,
that,
Claire,
no.
Claire, if you don't do this, Amarasia is going to send a video to the plant. At the end of the video, there's going to be something that says, oh, and we're moving production to Thailand. That's how they're going to find out. I don't want that to happen. Look, when I hired you, I gave you the opportunity to prove yourself as Human Resources Director. Now you've done an amazing job. It's time to finish the job. Claire, our people deserve to find this out from somebody that they know. They know you. From somebody they respect. They respect you. And from somebody they trust. They trust you.
Look, if I agree to do this, I want to know I've got a job. I want you to promise me, Andrew, I've got a job.
You have a job.
Promise.
I promise. Claire? You've got 4 weeks. 4 weeks.
At this point in the presentation, we'd like to ask those of you who enrolled in the HamCom course on global economics to come and join us here for just a couple minutes. Can we have some house lights, please, Kelly? You all know who you are. You have the red barcodes, not the black ones. Come, please, you don't have to do anything. We just want you to sit here for a little while. A line here, please, and a line here, facing this way, facing me. Okay? Just sit, please. Yep. Come. Maybe on this side. Should be a spacing in. Should be a space here. No, this way. This way. Come in. Sit, please. No. This way. This way. Yes. And if there can be a space in here, please. Okay. We want to take you on a field trip, a symbolic representation to these places.
Indonesia.
The Philippines.
Toronto.
Thailand.
China.
Guatemala.
India.
Montreal.
Mexico.
Haiti.
Nicaragua.
Winnipeg.
Burma.
Honduras.
Pakistan.
South Korea.
Taiwan. Vancouver.
Saipan.
Excuse me. I'm learning to hate Christmas. It gets harder and harder every year. Look at this. Do you know how much I paid for this? $110. 110. She's 14 years old. But oh, Mom, it's gotta be Tommy.
The reason that you are here today is because this line has not made quota. And this line has not made quota because this lazy 14-year-old girl, get up, refuses to work unpaid overtime. Move it, you stupid bitch! Sit on the crate.
Go about laying off 250 people. Bryce, please come in, sit down. Bryce, listen, the management has had some difficult decisions to make, and well, in order to serve our shareholders better, you're out of a job. So, here's your Christmas bonus and your severance package, and Merry Christmas, Bryce.
This person doesn't care if the factory stays in our country. She doesn't care about the rest of you, and she doesn't care if you make quota. We have contracts with very important companies, and if you don't make your quotas, then we don't get our contracts. And if we don't get our contracts, then we'll be out of a job.
For my son, Eddie, age 9, $168. Oh, but Mom, you can't play the game without these. Maggie, please, come in. Maggie, listen, we're really hoping that this will be an opportunity. An opportunity for you to take the next step to the first day of the rest of your life. And, well, I know you're 58 years old, Maggie, but hey, what the hell? Merry Christmas and a happy fucking New Year.
Now, working here is a privilege, you know that. If you no longer want the privilege of working here, then tell me, and I will find someone to take your job.
Next, Lindsay. Oh, Lindsay. Is your daughter going to be able to come home from the hospital for Christmas this year? Look, Lindsay, I'm really sorry. If there's anything I can do, reference letters, anything, you just let me know. Merry Christmas, Lindsay.
Do you still want the privilege of helping us make quota?
Nikki.
I can't hear you! What did you say?
Nikki, we didn't make our quota of profits this year. No, just a few $100 million billion, but it wasn't enough. So you're fired. Merry Christmas, Nikki.
I can't hear you!
Goodbye.
Yes.
Good, thank you.
You
can
go
go now.
now.
And that's how it happened. I know what you're thinking. What you see when you look at me. I'm lazy, sponging off the system. I hear it every day. 250 of us. I run into people from the plant at the EI computers. 250. from one plant. You know, there's lots of plants. We're lining up together for the same jobs. We run into each other in lineups over and over again. It's sick. It's like a bomb went off and we didn't see it coming. EI was $330 a week. It didn't take long for that to run out. So welfare, $897 a month. My rent is $600, even though I moved into a basement. What the fuck am I supposed to do living on $300 a month? I looked for a cheaper place, $450. You don't want to know. Besides, my welfare goes down, and I have bills to pay. Heat, hot water, it's cold outside. I'm lining up for hours to get food bags, and I couldn't afford to keep my phone, so now I gotta line up for that too, and I need every quarter to buy things that I can't get from Hannah's. The food only lasts a couple of days, and I gotta walk everywhere downtown's an hour and 10 minutes. You make an appointment on time. Nobody takes me seriously. I can't even reach my phone. I look like shit. They leave messages for me at a voice box. They know it's for poor people. They just look at me. They just leave. They just leave messages. Not enough fucking experience. How can I, if I can't, nobody's giving me a chance. I'm supposed to prove to welfare that I'm looking for work. To fucking welfare! What about shoes? What about socks? What about warm sweaters? How am I supposed to, it takes so fucking long just to get enough for us to eat! So don't tell me that I should be more organized. Don't tell me that I'm supposed to be fighting back, because I'm busy surviving, adapting. I have a little girl.
Bum ba da bum 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 ba da bum 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 ba da bum bum. Hit me, baby, one more time. Oh, baby, baby, the reason I breathe. Oh, when he hits him over the head with a metal chair, he throws him against the metal post. This is out of control. Where's the referee? He rolls the bone crusher back onto the canvas.
Do I get a hug?
Yeah. Climbing back on top of the top turnbuckle. He's in the air.
Are you hungry?
Elbow smash in the throat. 1, 2, 3. We are the world champion! This is an amazing day for wrestling. Billy has the best mom. Look at all that stuff.
Have you done your homework?
What do you think in the red box? It's so big. Could
No,
it
Mia, can you
possibly
turn
be
it off
the
and go to
new
your
Powerpuff
phone?
Can I get the Powerpuff doll,
The new
please?
Powerpuff doll.
No,
You touch-
Mia, that's enough. Will you go to your room?
1995, this weekend only. Toys are you.
Mia, look, will you just go to your room and do your homework, please?
You're not the boss.
Mia, you're not listening to me. Mia, when I ask you something, you need to pay attention to me. Will you put that thing away? You're not even looking at me. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Don't make me tell you more than once already.
Who buy the new Powerpuff doll today? New Powerpuff doll. It's going quickly. It's all me.
Will you just go to your room, please? I don't know what is wrong. Will you just go to your fucking room for me?
The flies are going.
Mia? Oh, shit.
Oh, Mom!
Christmas, can you spare any change?
Hello, Nikki.
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm all right.
Good, good.
How are you?
I got laid off.
You didn't see that coming?
No, I suppose I didn't want to.
Do you want some tea? Well, how about a seat? You look like you've had a long day.
Yeah. Don't know what I'm going to do. EI is $413 a week. It doesn't even cover my mortgage.
Merry Christmas, can you spare any change?
You don't sound so good. What do you make sitting here for a day?
Sometimes $5 or $6 an hour. Sometimes like 30 cents.
Can't live on that. What about your daughter?
It's hard. But we get by. I mean, there's other things too. Like the Blue Bus. Blue Bus comes on Monday nights. They have food handouts. St. James Church on Cordova 3 times a week. Gathering Place is laundry. Carnegie Center. Union Gospel Mission hands out free bread twice a day, every single day of the week.
Listen, I'm really glad that the Union Gospel Mission hands out free bread twice a day, every day of the week, but that is not me. I'm not standing in some soup kitchen lineup waiting for free handouts.
I know it's really hard the first couple of times.
There's not going to be any first couple of times. That can't happen to me.
It happened to me. I never thought that I would end up on the streets panhandling. You think you're better than me.
I'm going to get a job.
Oh, really?
I have to get a job. I'm sorry.
Merry Christmas, can you spare any change?
Okay, that's our presentation for you. Folks, would you come up, please? Okay. Before we proceed, there's some things I want to gauge with you and also want to shift the energy in the room just a little bit. I'm going to ask you, a show of hands will be fine. I'm wondering how many of you here see yourselves somehow, either practically or potentially symbolically inside this play. Could I see some hands? I just want to gauge the room. Okay, lots of you. Okay, we're hoping that's true. Also, I'm going to ask, please, could you stand for me? Just could you stand up? And those of you whose great-great-great-grandparents were born in the Lower Mainland, would you sit down, please? What about your grandparents, if they were born in the Lower Mainland? Would you please sit down? A couple of you. What about your parents, if they were born in the Lower Mainland? What about you, if you were born in the Lower Mainland? What about anywhere in British Columbia? Perhaps anywhere in Canada? And the rest of you, thank you very much. You can sit down. I want to assure you, I haven't done this to single any of you out. We worked with a lot of people to put this together, and the mandate was to take really big issues of globalization and try to translate them into human terms. What just happened here certainly is an example of the kind of country Canada is, the kind of country we live in. But it's also an example that the world is a much smaller place than it used to be. The things we do here affect people in other parts of the world in a way that was unthinkable, I think, say 100 years ago. As we work through the play, I'm going to ask you to keep that in mind, to think outside the box of the play, to try to deal with the human stuff, and also to keep connecting it up to the bigger stuff. Okay, let's set up for the beginning, okay? So here's what's going to happen. Like I talked about earlier, if you see a character and you identify somehow, you recognize the struggle in which they are engaged. It might be a struggle, an internal struggle, something inside them, or an external struggle, a struggle with another character in the play. And you have an idea about how by engaging in that character's struggle, you can come in, take that character's place, and work towards solving the moments in the scene. It might be a small step, it might be a very big step. Yell stop. The action here will freeze, you'll come, you'll take that character's place, and you'll try out your idea. Those of you on the web, once again, you will enter chat space. An actor will contact you and ask you some questions, and then come in here and do the intervention on your behalf. Those of you watching on television, here are the numbers again. They should be coming up on your screen in case you didn't get them the first time. You'll call one of these numbers. If the one you call is busy, try a different number. You'll talk to an actor. The actor will ask you some questions, and then come in and do the intervention for you on your behalf. Now, you people here in the theater, it's very important we don't lose our connection with you. I want to have a little chat with you here. I know we're here at the university and everything we do gets graded, but this isn't a test here tonight. Nobody's going to scan your barcode after your intervention. Whether the idea works or not is not the point. Sometimes you learn the most important lessons from ideas that come onto the stage that don't solve the problem. Whatever you do is going to give somebody else an idea, and that's going to give somebody else an idea. We're going to go deeper and deeper into the issues that way. Also, it's important to know, if you come up here and try out something, you're not going to get stuck here for the rest of the play. Okay? You get to go back to your seats. It might take a minute, might take 2 or 3 minutes, but you get to go back. Also, I know this is a very public event because there are cameras here. And I can feel the waves of fear coming off you. But all it takes is for one of you to screw your courage up and do this with us here live. And you can see that we can actually have a really good time here exploring these really important issues. So, we're going to go. You ready here? Okay, if you recognize the struggle in which the character is engaged, and you have an idea about how by replacing that character out, and I want to be really clear about this, I'm asking you, I'm asking all of you out there too, to engage in the struggle of the character, not just replace somebody who you think is really creating a problem and change that person by magic into doing something else. We learn from engaging in the struggle. Okay, you'll yell stop, you'll come, you'll try your idea. Okay, ready? My mic, thank you. Here we go.
Goodness sakes, you idiot! Can't you watch what you're doing?
Stop. Okay, come. We obviously have an intervention from somewhere else. This is Lindsay. Who's this from?
This is from Bob over the net.
From Bob in Vancouver over the net. Okay. Who does Bob want to replace? Interventionist replace Nikki, and from where?
From when you.
Okay.
Okay, so it's after the sprawl, okay? I'm going to use this because we got to plug into the system.
Okay.
You idiot! Can't you watch what you're doing?
Sorry. I didn't see you coming. Are you okay?
Well, I'm kind of a mess.
Did you hurt yourself?
No, I'm all right. I'll take those.
Wow.
Thank you.
Christmas shopping.
Yes.
It's hell, isn't it?
It was very crowded, yes. You're all right, I didn't hurt you?
Yeah. I'm okay.
Good. Listen, I'm sorry.
Oh. You know, this won't last really long. No, that's not what I mean. No. That's not what I mean. I'm really grateful, but you know what would really help me? If you could help me get a job. I just, like, I understand. I just, it's really nice of you. Do you have a card? I've worked on the floor. I know the technical
yes,
system.
yeah.
I've done a lot of wiring.
Yes.
I mean, I don't demand benefits.
It's all right. We pay our workers fairly well. I am human resources, so that is my card for work.
Claire. Hi, I'm Nikki.
How do you do?
It's nice to meet you.
So,
When do you think I could come see you?
it'd be best if you cleaned up a bit first.
Yeah, you get pretty dirty sitting next to the side of the road.
Yeah, I guess you do. Well, tomorrow.
10?
Yes, that should be fine. I think
Thanks.
you can keep it. I don't promise,
No,
but
I'll come see you.
we'll see what we can do.
Thanks.
Okay, Bob. When Bob talks to you, this is through chat, what does Bob want? What's the central thing he wants?
Probably a faster computer. I want that.
Well, if he gets the job, he might get the faster computer.
It sounds like if he felt like it was a pretty inhuman interaction, and he felt like Claire didn't acknowledge that Nikki was a person, and so he really wanted to make a connection, to just stop her. You know what I mean? 'Cause it's too late. She's already called her an idiot,
Right.
He wanted that a little bit of an interaction to happen.
So the intervention from Bob and you really is to kind of cut through the moment and try to make a human. This was really hard for you. I could see you struggling. What's difficult for Claire there?
It was difficult to turn the attention from me and my distress to noticing that she was a person, and to admitting that, well, maybe did I hurt you, and then with the job part, it gave me something to kind of do at that point. Maybe I could be truly helpful, and so that eased off a bit.
Okay, I'm going to ask you something. I'm going to be asking this question many times tonight. I think we understand the human interaction in this moment between the two people. But if we don't think of them for a moment as people, I'm going to ask you to make the leap into the larger arena. No longer people, but perhaps nations. Can you do that? And does that resonate for you? And if it does, how? Quickly. Tell me how. Somebody. Haves and have-not nations. Okay, anybody else? Structural readjustment, what do you mean when you say that?
That the have-not has to do something to conform to the have, but the have is willing to give it to the have.
The have is willing to give, but the have-not has to conform somehow. One or two more, yes?
Well, also, when World Bank or UN, we give loans to developing nations, and it's kind of like with the first scenario, Claire gave her some money, but that wouldn't really help Claire in the long term. Nikki, it wouldn't help her in the long term. She needs help to stand on her own 2 feet, so.
Right, maybe one more, then we're going to move on. Yes? Sorry, again?
Globally, I think traditions and
cultures that are lost and ripped apart and destroyed.
This makes you think of the traditional cultures that are being ripped apart
Yes.
through globalization. Okay, anything you want to say before you go?
I know you want to get up here. Come on.
Okay, we just started. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bob. Okay, we are, though, in the interest of time, going to move on into this scene, though. Okay? Here we go.
Mei Ling, what would you say if I said that I would like to keep the factory here?
Well, I would say to you what I've said all along. You pay $15 an hour here in Canada, and we pay 20 cents an hour in Thailand.
Stop. We have an intervention from the House. An athletic one. Who would you replace? Andrew. Okay, and from where? What point in the...
20 cents an hour.
Okay, I'm going to come here with a mic so we can plug your voice into the system. Here we go.
And we pay 20 cents an hour in Thailand. That's more than $7 million in savings.
20 cents an hour?
Sure. You knew this when we sat at the table. Remember, you were...
My golfing buddies, they make socks in, I don't think it's Thailand, Taiwan, maybe it's the mainland in China. And I think they're only paying like equivalent of 10 US cents an hour.
Well, doesn't that make you feel even better that we're paying 20 cents?
No, think how that's cutting into our profit margin. That's ridiculous.
So you would like to have more profit and cut
You think
down?
I'm here to give up money away? A bunch
Whoa.
of 30 people working in...
Okay, I want to clarify something. My request is for you to be here to engage in Andrew's struggle.
The struggle is he wants as much money as possible.
Well, okay.
Now listen, I work hard. I give my shareholders value for their money.
Sure, that's exactly why we're signing this deal. You do
What,
want
so
to
you can rip me off 10 cents an hour?
rip you off. Andrew, $2 million compensation package, plus stock options and a $300,000 CEO annual pay is ripping you off?
I'll be laughed right out of the yacht club if they hear that
Andrew, in 8 months,
giving 10 cents.
in 8 months, you won't have a company. Now, I think that's going to be way more embarrassing than an action made on your part right now to save your company and to make $300,000 a year.
15 cents an hour. There's lots of other people out there who would be happy for the contract that I'm giving.
Okay, I think we've got the point. I'm going to stop this. I want to talk. Let's come out here for a second. Come. What's your name? Alec. So, you're showing us something difficult to see. What is your impulse in coming here?
I just thought that the fact that he had any concern at all for the human side of things might have been a little realistic. Most people who go through a commerce program at university are totally programmed to look at everything in terms of the numbers and optimizing those numbers. And I really don't think that, I mean, there's exceptions, but I think a lot of people wouldn't stop to think that there wouldn't have been that tension for him. He'd probably be more concerned about getting a better deal on the labor costs in Thailand.
So you think Andrew having a heart is not so realistic?
It not necessarily, no. Considering the background that he would be coming from.
Okay, I'm going to ask you something. This tack that you see here, does it inspire anything in you? I mean, if you're seeing the truth, that our situation isn't bad enough, you're seeing this truth. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah? What does that mean to you? Anybody? It's very dangerous. Anybody else? Yes?
I think it exposes something which, like, I don't know, it's like you try to make solutions available to us by having this concern, and I'm not sure it's realistic either. Like, I don't know whether it is not, but I'm not sure that it is realistic. So I think this is really important because it means our solutions are different, if that's what he's after.
Who Andrew really is, then
if
the
that's who he
solutions
is,
are different.
and it's not about appealing to his human side.
Perhaps.
It's about taking him out of the picture.
Need to speak with him in another way.
About taking him out of the picture, not about speaking with him.
Yes, last, and then we're going to go on.
Yeah, maybe it's not so much that he's lacking a human side in the fact that he's after bigger profits. You know, he has a human side, but that doesn't come into equation in his business life. He's been trained to separate the two.
Okay. Anything you want to say before you go?
I think what that guy said is a really good point, is that the business, it can boil down to numbers. And he might have a personal life when he goes to the yacht club, and he's probably pretty chummy with his friends there, and then there's maybe a sensitive relationship, but he doesn't really enjoy that same relationship with his employees because they're numbers and they don't own boats.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I want to say, I think this intervention has value, a lot of value, but I want to raise an alarm bell. Because we're here to investigate ways to solve the problem, not make the problem worse. Okay? And I think it's going to get very weird if we go down the path of trying to increase the oppression in the scene instead of trying to solve the problem. I'm going to ask for interventions. Okay? Let's pick up where we left off.
Sweatshops. Look, I need to know that you're not setting up in a sweatshop somewhere.
Sweatshop? No, 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 no. Emerald Trading deals only with the finest contractors all across Asia. And our employment standards, they meet all the minimum requirements. This isn't about sweatshops, is it?
Look, I spent the last 9 years of my life building up this company.
No reason why you should go through with this opportunity. Your company needs to grow bigger. It needs to expand in order to survive in today's economy. And Emerald Trading is going to help you do that.
These people are my friends.
Andrew, this is not about who your friends are.
Stop. Come. Who would you replace?
Andrew.
Andrew. And from where?
Right where we are.
Just where we are. Okay, here we go.
Andrew, this isn't about who your friends are. This is business, and business is about making profits.
Let's chart some new territory here. I think this is old business. I think there's a change on the horizon, and I think that the young people see something coming up. Are you aware of how many people showed up in Seattle a year ago? Are you aware how many consumers they represent?
Right, that rowdy bunch. We heard about it in the States. I heard that nothing happened out of it. The profits are still out of the market. It was only on a few channels. Surely you weren't one of those watching that.
I think if you want to succeed in business, you're going to have to get yourself out of the box, because business happens fast these days. I disagree with nothing happening.
What are you
suggesting? Are you aware that the
suggesting,
business
Andrew?
leaders cannot meet
Andrew?
anywhere on the planet without a counter-conference happening across the road? I don't want to associate my company with the evil empire that's brewing up. I want to be around in 30 years.
Andrew, all the companies out there, all the ones that are expanding and growing bigger, the successful ones today, have moved their factories elsewhere. You aren't an extraordinary person that way. What you're doing is the best thing any business person could possibly do. You're making the best thing that your company needs right now, more
Listen,
profits.
I declared roughly $20 million profit last year. That's
$20 million.
success.
You are under a speculative market, Andrew. That's why we're meeting. We're here to help you, Andrew. You don't seem to see it that way. You seem to see it as a rather negative thing.
Okay, sweeten the offer here. We'll go into Asia. I want to have it wide open. I want to have labor controls. I want to have every watchdog group with an open door to get into that factory. You make me the best looking company on this planet. Let's get out in front. Let's lead the game. Let's be the people who set the new standard. We'll win our customers that way.
I love the way you talk. I love the way you talk. Now that is a man of vision, I say. No wonder you've been so successful for the last 9 years. And that is exactly what we have for you. Absolutely, 20 cents,
Okay.
minimum requirements, and we have people checking the plants regularly.
You wouldn't be here unless I had something you wanted. You take this back, you got 2 days. Bring me back something I can look at.
You must have heard my mind going, don't sign it, don't sign it. Okay, what's your name?
Sean.
Yeah.
Sean.
Sean. Sean, do you mind me asking what you do?
I'm a teacher.
You're a teacher. So this intervention here is very hard-nosed with her.
Yeah, I think the business is hard-nosed. That when everybody's glad-handing, there's probably somebody who's being taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm. Do you believe that these Andrews exist out there? No. Well, it's okay to disagree. Who says yes? It's okay to disagree. Okay, and who says no? Okay, some of you say no. Some of you didn't even vote, but you think I'm going to drag you up here if you vote? Okay, but a lot of you think yes. Business is changing. There are lots of examples here in the Lower Mainland of people who are visioning a different way to do business. Where are you from?
I live in Vancouver.
Okay. Do you know those businesses here in Vancouver that are using a different business model? Pardon me?
The structures are still there, that even though this is people making doing visionary things, I applaud them, but there's also the underlying contradictions of the structure that no matter how pleasant you are in your business transactions, the environment, labor standards, that there's still some inherent contradictions that I think don't disappear.
Sure, businesses have to do business. Of course they do, but can businesses not do business in a humane way?
No, absolutely not. Ethical business is an oxymoron. It's like military intelligence. It can be done. At the heart of capitalism is exploitation. The very heart of it. The employer pays the employee less than the value of what they produce. If they paid them the value of what they produce, they wouldn't make any money. That's where profit comes from. At the very heart of it is exploitation. If they undid that, they wouldn't make any money at all. It's impossible.
Okay, this is a very good conversation that's going on. I'm going to ask you to continue it through the forum now, okay? But he wants to say something before he goes.
I think that it's dangerous to say that one can't do business ethically. The idea of just trading value for this, for that, has always existed, and there are very ethical employers. If McDonald's paid their employees $14, $15 an hour, they'd still make a healthy profit, and I would consider that more ethical. There's room to go. Let's not stop ourselves here and say there's no chance, and roll over and die. Compare business to how it was 200 years ago, and you'll have to say it is ethical, more ethical today.
Okay, let's take this dialogue through the forum. Okay, thank you very much. We're going to move on into the office scene.
We'll have a seat. I have good news. I sold the company last night.
So the rumors are true.
Yes, the rumors are true. Claire, this is an amazing deal. This is an enormous capital investment into Hamilton Pagers. We are going way beyond pagers. We're going into a whole new world of wireless technologies and communications. Within 5 years, we will no longer be just an industry player. We will be a global household name. What do you think?
Well, what does it mean for the people in the company?
We're moving production to Thailand.
You're closing the plant in Richmond and moving to Thailand?
Yes.
Andrew, that plant employs 250 people. I hired most of those people. I've met their families. You can't put them out of work.
Claire, this is not what I wanted to have happen. Trust me, I did everything I could to keep the factory here, but there's nothing that I can do. My hands are tied.
Well, we made 10% profit last year.
That's not enough. Listen, I could make 8% on bonds, sitting at home every day watching Oprah and never have to get out of bed. 10% is not enough.
That's insane.
That is not insane, Claire. That is business. Listen, the game is global, and if I don't go global, I'm dead. I've spent the last 9 years of my life building up this company, and I'm not going to stand by on the sidelines.
Stop. Who would you replace? Interventions replace Claire, and from where?
Just from we've been in this business for 9 years.
Okay, we've been in this business, I've been in this business for 9 years. Here we go.
Look, I've been in this business for 9 years, and I'm not going to stand by on the sidelines.
I've been working in, How long have I've been 6 years, right?
6 years,
okay.
yeah.
That's quite a long time for me to commit to something like that. I usually don't like to do that sort of thing, but it's been a good job. And what you're essentially saying is that I'm going to be losing my job as well because I'm also an employee of yours, right?
No. You have a job. If you want it.
If I want it.
That's right.
No, can you explain this to me? I don't understand. If I want this job, if you're moving things to Thailand,
That's right.
Why are you going to need me anymore?
We're still going to need people here.
People for what?
Someone has to close down the operation.
You're being, and close down the operation, meaning that I will be leaving with the operation because the operation will be closed.
Claire,
and I won't have a job anymore.
You're not looking at this the right way.
No, you're being really vague, and I want to know, am I going to have a job, and what is my job going to be, and where is this job going to come from, and how much is it going to be worth my time to even bother going in there and telling 250 people that they're fired? I'm not going to do that because I will be firing myself because you're closing the plant down, taking it to Thailand, and I'm going to be begging on the street tomorrow because I can't get a job. I'm 43 years old and I'm a woman, and you don't understand what it's like to be 43 years old in the city of Vancouver trying to get a job. It's not easy. No matter how well you dress or how nice you smell, you're not going to get a job.
Claire, I think you're exaggerating.
No, I'm not exaggerating. I see it
you
happening
are.
every day, and you're just letting it go and letting it go and letting it go. Why can't you keep the plant here? Why can't you start considering doing other things?
Because the market is hammering me. I am not making enough money, okay?
Neither am I, and neither is the community, and neither are poor children who are hungry.
What are you, a
and
socialist
not able
now?
to eat their lunches. No, I just don't. I just know what things are right, and I'm learning more about my community. I read this pamphlet I saw the other day, and it sort of inspired something in me. So I'm thinking about things a little deeper. That's
Get what you want from him. Get what you want.
I won't. I won't fire those people. And if that means that I have to leave and resign right now, then that's what I'll do. And I'm going to. I don't really understand. I don't think that you understand the implications of you doing this. There's a lot of legal things that could happen. I don't want to do that, but I will. I'll take you to court, and I'm going to go and tell those people before I leave today. I'll leave before them. I'll say I'm walking out because he's selling the plant and he's sending it to Thailand. And you guys, he's going to fire you with a video.
No, I'm not. I'll find someone to fire them.
Oh, you wimp. You're so wimpy. Wimpy coward.
Are you going to go talk to the people in the plant?
Yep.
Here they are. Do you want to do that?
Yes.
Quickly, please.
Okay, so I was just in Andrew's office, and
Take the mic.
he's told me that he sold the plant. What? Yep, he sold the plant. And so he's sending it to Thailand is the point, and Thailand, you know, people get paid 20 cents an hour, sometimes less. They lose their fingers to make like shoes and cigarettes, and your jobs are, he asked me to fire you, but I'm not going to because I can't do that, so. Because he's not making enough money and he's concerned for the market. And I said, well, I'm concerned for my family. Anyway, just hang on, okay? I just wanted to let you know because I'm not going to do that. So I'm leaving this job before you. So if you want to talk to Andrew, then you go ahead. And I'm going to go and I guess look on the net for jobs. What?
Help us destroy the plant.
Destroy the plant?
We need a union.
Yeah, union. Ooh, how about that?
What you need? Charade. Okay. A lot of energy here in this. But what I hear is that you've come and given them the news, and now you're going to go.
No, I guess that's not really what I meant. Is that I was coming to tell them that I'm leaving because I'm opposed to that. That just disgusts me. And so if anybody has any ideas about how we can revolt or, you know, let's start a union or what, because if we tried to start a union, then he couldn't fire us because he would be in a lot of deep shit. Well, no, he could fire, but, pardon?
We're already unionized.
This plant is
This
not
plant
unionized.
is not unionized. No.
She helped me keep the
I think a union would be the best
Okay, let me ask you a couple of things. What you see here, does it translate into the larger inner and this staff person? Does that translate somehow into the global issues? And if it does for you, yes, how?
Well, yes, in just a small way, because she's sending a message to him that she doesn't want to fire these people and she'd rather quit her job, even though he's promised there's going to be something there for her in the future. You know, she's in a message that doesn't hold any water for her, and she's still just going to quit because she doesn't want to do this. It's not right.
Okay, up there.
Yes, here in Canada, she's allowed to speak the way she does. Now, she's not going to have any success anyway. If it wasn't a third world country, she would be dead.
We're in
So in a third world setup, she doesn't hold a chance. I mean, isolated, and if she's not isolated, she will be isolated, and she will be gradually eliminated. In Canada, she has a chance to somehow organize some form of opposition, but her chances are still incredibly limited. I mean, how many people are unionized in Canada? I'm not
a small percent.
A small percentage, 20%, 25%. I'm not too sure.
Okay, a couple more, and then we're going to move on. Yes.
It seemed to me that what she was doing was a little like what going to Seattle did, what's going on in Nice today is doing, and that is bringing the people who are being impacted close to the people who are making the impact. She was setting up a situation that could mean he would have to deal with the direct human consequences of the decisions he was making, as opposed to leaving and paying someone else to do it for him.
Right, he can't do this from a distance. Or he can try. He says he's going to find somebody else to do it. But this makes it less likely. Up there, and then we're going to move on.
I just want to say that I think that what she's showing plays out in any job that you have at a certain level. She's right in the front line as a human resource worker, but everyone is culpable. Everyone makes concessions or certain compromises with their standards because of the way that the company does business. So it's not just, you know, higher up in a company. People on the floor could also take issue with it.
Right. I want to just pose a question before we move on. I'm going to ask you, Claire, this. There's a clue in the scene. She says, oh, so the rumors are true. Yes, the rumors were true. And we know from putting this together that there's almost always rumors and that people don't act on the rumors. You're shaking your head. So I'm going to ask this, Claire. You heard the rumors. Why didn't...
I heard the rumors all right, and rumors, you know, what they say about rumors, they always come true. And
why didn't you go then? Why didn't Claire go then?
I came up after that because I was struggling myself.
No. I'm
don't know
asking
why.
a question about the character.
Okay. Actually, because she was listening. She was just waiting. Because inside it was like, oh God, this just doesn't seem right. But it was the saying 9 years. I've been here for 9 years, and I was like, wait a second, I've been here for 6. You know, so.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say before we move on?
My only thought is, what would have happened if Claire had come when she heard the rumors? I don't know, but that would be interesting to know.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to do that now. We have to move on, but there's clues in there about not being in the denial of, no, this can't be happening. It's happening all around us. Okay, we're going to move on. Those of you who enrolled in the HAMCOM course in Global Economics, would you come back, please? While we're sitting up, those of you on television, watching on television, the numbers should be on your screen again to make interventions. And those of you on the web, enter the chat space, talk to an actor. We seem to have come into the theater here. I'm wondering what's happening out there in the web and with TV. Okay. Now, before we move on at all, we've entered here a scene that has violence in it. And it's very important that we're able to explore that violence, not shy away from it. There are some rules. Can I just bore you for a second? If I was to need to make a violent action towards him as part of an intervention, say I needed to plow into him, it would look like this. Okay? You do that very well, thank you. We know what that is. You don't have to hit somebody, okay? We're not here to hurt each other. We're here to explore the issues. It is obviously okay to touch an actor. That's fine. But if it needs violence, let's not shy away from it, but it's in slow motion, okay? Here we go.
Do you know how much I paid for this? $110. $110. She's 14 years old. But oh, Mom, it's gotta be Tommy.
The reason that you are here today is because this line has not made quota.
Stop. Stop. Come. Okay, who is this from?
This is from Edward in Vancouver.
Edward in Vancouver. This is Bryce. That's what I'm thinking of. This is Bryce. Who does Edward want to replace? Interventions replace Claire. Okay. And just from the top of the scene, I would think. Well, if it's, yeah, well, if it's for Claire, then it's here. So let's do this here.
Christmas. Tommy Hilfiger. $110. We make her happy. Everybody at school, everybody's wearing it. Why is everybody wearing it? Honey, can you come in here?
You're calling your husband, are you?
No.
Oh, your daughter?
Laura, come in here. I need to talk to you, Laura.
Yeah? Oh, boy, you got it. Great.
I got you a Tommy shirt, and that's what you asked me for.
Yeah?
I'm having trouble wrapping this for Christmas for you, Laura.
Oh, you don't have to wrap it then. Just stick it in
No,
the bag.
it's not wrapping it. It's that you're 12 years old, and a 14-year-old girl made this sweater in Thailand. You can see it right on the label.
Wow.
In Thailand,
Must
in
be
Indonesia.
pretty good.
Well, she's 14, honey, and she can't go outside. She can't go outside when she wants to. She has to stay in there and make this shirt that's sent here. And you know, I'm happy here with the people that I hire at my plant because I know that they're getting good jobs, but why do you need this shirt?
Well, because everybody wears Tommy, Mom. I mean, it's like I'll be ostracized if I don't have it. Nobody will, I'll be eating lunch alone. You might as well buy me acne and braces if you don't want to get me this, you know. It's just, everybody wears it, Mom.
Do you remember when we used to go camping and it wasn't what we were wearing when we were hiking around when we was younger before I had the job and we had to go to work?
When I was a little kid.
I know, but we were happier together because of what we were doing, not because of what we were wearing. I mean, Mom, I look at you and you're the most beautiful daughter I could ever imagine, but it's not.
My friends don't think that way, Mom. They think that if I wear this, I'm the most beautiful. But if I don't, I'm like acne.
Why?
You know?
Why? I'm not mad at you, but why is it that everybody at school has to have Tommy Hilfiger?
I don't know.
mean,
It's
do the
cool,
teachers,
Mom. It's just like it's
cool.
the thing. Look at that vintage wash. Isn't that cool? I mean, it's just so neat, and it's got the big letters on it, you know, so everybody knows.
When I was your age,
get what you want.
I need to know that the daughter that I am raising is someone who cares more about who her friends are and what they do together than what you're putting on your body. That I can buy you $110,
Mom,
I can't make
that's what
that
we do
happen.
together. We wear Tommy together.
It's
what
not.
you meant about this kid who's making this in Thailand.
Okay, let's try and go to Indonesia together and to Thailand. And let's imagine that instead of me being your mother, you don't have a mother. And instead of being on the block and being able to go to Miss Norris's house next door, you have to go to work at the plant in Richmond, where I go to work every day. But instead of you going to work and coming home at night, you can't come home at night. You can't get up and go to the washroom without asking your teacher or the person you're working with. I mean, these are the conditions that people your age are working in to make this. Do you hear me? I need to ask you something. I need you to make the choice about whether you want me to give you this shirt for Christmas, which I've already bought, or whether I could take it and return it, and we could take that money and we could go to the food bank in Richmond.
Just a moment.
and use some of that money for people who are less fortunate than us, because I have you this Christmas, and that is the most important gift I could have.
Freeze where you are. Just please stay frozen in the emotional state that you're in. I'm going to come and touch you. And when I do, I want you to say a sentence. But I want the sentence to be the secret thought of the character right now. Not the thing that you would actually say to the other person in the scene, but the thing that the character is thinking inside and would never say out loud right now. The secret thought. Ready? Here we go.
Shut up, you're just making things difficult. I gotta have the shirt.
I'm not a good mother. She's going to take the shirt.
Okay, just relax here. When you yelled stop, who would you have replaced? You wanted to replace the daughter. Before we process this, could you come and do that quickly, please?
Don't they buy this shirt? Those teenager Thailand boys and girls will live on street, right? They will run out of job.
I know. You don't believe me how I know after today at work and what's happening with my job, but that's really made me think about what's going on. And is that, I don't know, I mean, 20 cents an hour is what those children are getting. Is that what they need? Are they getting enough to survive? I don't believe they are. And
Maybe those money is not enough for them to survive in Canada, but is enough for them to survive in Thailand.
I know, honey, but I think I'm learning a lot today, and I just want to talk to you about, I know when I hire the people to come out with me to work in Richmond, I know at the plant that they only have to work 8 hours a day, and that if I have to fire them, that they will get money afterwards for a couple of weeks, that we can keep in touch with them. But I know it's not like that in Thailand. I know it's very different, that people aren't necessarily happy getting their jobs. And we all need jobs, but I feel like there's blood on the sweater.
But what's the alternatives? I mean, can they go to school if they don't have this job? Will their parents or government send them to public school? I mean, you mean we shouldn't buy those shirts so they will go hungry on the street or die? I mean, why people have to fight with each other, or countries fight with each other like that? I mean, Canadians, most of them have public education, and they're more civilized. So why don't they go to those developing countries, have more entrepreneur spirit to help developing country to open their business there, to get their money, and come back to serve their country, to pay tax, so everybody is happy. Why we have to fight with developing countries, teenagers, for those jobs? I mean, we could go to those countries, and with the knowledge we have, with much better education, with much more humanized spirit, to help them, to go to those countries to help them. Okay.
Okay, let's come out of here. Just come out of here. Okay, come on. Let's process this just for a moment. Do we have any Kleenex? Do you want some? What's the person's name who brings this in? Edward. Okay, Edward wants Claire to, there's Kleenex there. Edward wants Claire to talk to the daughter and explain about the shirt, okay? You run into difficulty with the daughter. Do you expect that? Do you think Edward expects that?
Yeah, definitely expects that, but it's part of just raising children to raise the issue to talk about it. He wanted to contrast the corporate values exhibit, inside the shirt versus actual, talking to children about real values, social values, community values.
Okay, daughter, is this chat, I mean, when I ask for your secret thought, we hear that you really want the shirt. Your mom's making it hard, but are you gonna get this shirt, or are you gonna do what she's asking?
I feel like I'm gonna get the shirt.
You're gonna get the shirt anyway. Why is it so hard?
I just feel so much peer pressure. And that's real, and that's real here now, whereas the stuff in Thailand, that's
Isn't real to you somehow.
It's not real at all.
And it doesn't matter that this was a very sincere conversation from your mom.
Yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
I'm 14, it's a bit
Yeah,
late.
go into the schools. It's true. Now, what's your name? Lee? Lian?
Yeah.
You yell stop from there to replace the daughter, and it's obviously a very heartfelt intervention. What do you hope to accomplish here? Did you get what you wanted here?
Actually, I didn't plan to accomplish anything.
Yeah, that happens.
Because I'm from China, I came from Beijing, and my husband is Canadian, and I understand both culture in a way. So I always feel like Canadians are much more educated in a way, you know, and I have much more spiritual word, you know. But in a way, they don't really know much about developing country, especially China. After I came here, the media, most media have negative, you know, news about China. So I grew up in China, and I never was beaten in my company, and my boss treated me well and sent me to night school, and I was well paid, and so sometimes the next maybe I will yield to stop again when he beat that teenager girl. Yeah, I just felt I couldn't bear it. But I didn't mean China always good. I mean,
I understand.
Yeah, I mean human rights and the women's. My boyfriend beat me, and yeah, beat me on the street. Hundreds of people surround me, and I can't get help. So I came to this country. I feel all the kind of human rights, but at the same time I felt instead of people afraid of losing their job here, why don't they have more entrepreneurial spirit to go to developing country to learn some foreign language and to go there to use their knowledge, because people there is hardly can compete with you guys. You guys are smart, know computer skills, all kinds of stuff. Why don't you go there and to set up your company there and to get your money there and come back and really pay your tax to serve your country here?
I can answer that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to move on. I'm interested if there is an intervention in this scene. Okay, there is one. Come.
Oh, sorry, not in the...
Not for Claire, but in the sweatshop. No? Is it for Claire?
Well, it's between Claire and Nikki. But in this scene.
There is no scene between Claire and Nikki in this scene.
Yeah, between Claire and the workers. Yeah, the workers she's firing.
No. You're going to have to go back, because that's not happening here. Oh, I see, here. I understand what you're talking about. We can't go back there. We don't have the time. I'm sorry. I'm interested in coming into here for one intervention. Okay, so we're going to start this scene. We're going to let this go. Here we go.
The reason this line is not made quota is because this lazy 14-year-old girl, get up, refuses to work unpaid overtime. Move it, you stupid bitch! Sit in the crate. Now, this person doesn't care if our factory stays in our country. She doesn't care about the rest of you, and she doesn't care if you make quota. We have contracts with very important companies. And if you don't make your quotas, we don't get our contracts. And if we don't get our contracts, then we'll be out of a job. Now, working here is a privilege.
Stop. Come.
Can I replace any of these folks right now?
Of course you can.
Okay.
You could just add yourself.
Oh, then not.
And I'm going to give you this, okay?
Okay.
Now, working here is a privilege. You know that. If you... What are you doing?
Someone else sit here. Sit back here. Come on. You too.
Do you want your job?
Why are you asking?
Because you're sitting. Well, you were
You
sitting.
don't have to say anything.
Is there anybody on this crate? This is
Nobody
very
talk.
touching. I'm
Nobody
probably about to
talk.
cry with
Nobody
emotion.
talk.
Is there anybody on this crate
You know what? Don't even
who
look
wants
at
their
him.
job?
Hey, don't
Yes
even
or
look at
no?
him. Don't even look at him. Don't even look at him. We're valuable to him.
Okay, I guess the silence is a no. Carl.
We're the only people
Could
who
you
know
do
how
me
to
a
work
favor?
this.
Sir, could you call the Special Services Unit? It appears as if we have a party, and I would certainly like to enjoy the party.
Immediately, sir.
Thank you, Carl.
Yeah, why don't you go.
What are you doing?
So we're the only people who know how to work these machines. Okay, so we're valuable to him, okay? We're valuable to him.
No, you're not going to do that.
Do it here. Just try. See what happens. I'm going to need to take this first.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Sir.
No.
It's okay. It's okay.
Actually, you wouldn't be here. They'd be out there. Right?
I'm gone?
Yeah, no, they're gone.
We're in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just opening you in the guts.
Okay.
Bam.
Help!
Special Services!
Okay, so Carl's gone. So here we're back here.
I'm back here. Okay.
Okay, so we're back in the crate. Everyone get back in the
Carl!
crate.
Sir.
The unit is here.
What they're going to bring.
Excellent.
They're probably going to bring
All these workers, take their names, have the other unit visit their families now.
There's one outside as well, sir.
Good, thank you. Do you want your job? I think you do. You have your job. You are fired. We are leaving. The Army is coming in. You can talk to them. Have a good night. Let's go, Carl.
Hey,
Oh, yeah, come on.
hey.
What?
It's my fault. They're up there because of me. We all need these jobs. If you want me to work harder, I'll work harder. Just don't hurt their feelings. Just give them the jobs. I promise. I'll do whatever you want. Just give them the jobs, okay? I know this guy. He's got 2 little sisters to feed, and his mother's pregnant.
Will you make quota?
I will make quota. Shh. They're gonna kill your family.
What about your mom?
My mom will have food tomorrow.
Why don't you listen to her? This is her fucking job.
She's got 4 fucking sisters and fucking brothers, motherfucker.
Do you really want to party right now?
I want to fucking party right now.
Let's go. Open the door.
Why are you stopping us from working?
I'm not. You are stopping.
Wasting your time.
You are stopping you from working. All I ask is that you do your job and you make quota.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
She's an
We
example.
can't do our jobs. What kind of an example? What are you talking
If
about?
she doesn't make quota, if you don't make quota, we won't get our contracts. None of us will have jobs.
She was working as hard as she could. If you want me to work as I'm a bit faster than she is, you want me to work as fast as I can, don't pick on her.
Please, what the hell is that thing? Get fucking rid of it, man. You can work with the mind. We're intelligent beings.
If we're all frightened, we can't work the way you want us to.
Okay, I need to stop this here. We need to kind of...
Probably the swearing too.
Oh, no problem. It's not a problem. Okay, this starts. Michael. Yeah. Michael jumps up from over there as the caning. We understand that impulse. Are you aware of how dangerous that is inside this environment here?
I am aware. I'm also aware how pervasive the fear is, even in the corporate world, of a boss going at one employee and other people being silent.
Okay.
But I'm aware of the danger, yeah.
Okay, I just want you to know something. You probably remember company names came up underneath this scene as the scene was starting in the play. You probably recognized those names. We use those names very carefully. They are all named in a class action suit in January of 1999 for human rights abuses in Saipan over the last decade. Those human rights abuses include verbal abuse and physical beatings for people who would not work unpaid overtime, exactly as we're doing here. Caning, we don't know. We're taking poetic license with that, but physical beatings. and forced abortions on women who got pregnant in the plants. So this is, we're not taking a lot of dramatic license here. I want you to know that. It's a very intense situation. So the military is coming. He would, of course, be supported by the military, right? Come. You break ranks here, and we know why. You're very, very afraid. Can you talk just for a moment about the reality? Oh, you've got a mic.
Oh, sorry. I think I got scared the moment that everything got violent. I think if he just wanted to maybe hit us or something, it would be okay. Well, but when everybody was sacrificing themselves for something that I thought was really stupid, because I know there's thousands of people lining up outside the factory who are ready and willing to work for those wages and work overtime without being paid. I can't afford that. I have to feed my family, and that's what it is.
So this intervention opens up a lot of questions. I want to ask one. If it's this, no, it isn't that people don't do this. Of course people do this. Of course they do. And sometimes those are successful, movement happens, and sometimes they disappear. Very often they disappear. It's not that it doesn't happen, it does. But from here in Canada, we aren't there, we're here. Just very quickly, I want some quick answers. What can we do from here to support this? And yes?
I would say that we have to, I don't know for myself how scary it truly is to be working in those factories, but I think that, like myself, I would like to find a way that I can start supporting those people in those countries by helping to empower them to quit those jobs. Yes, it's terrifying and it's scary, and I don't really know the reality of that, but I think that as long as we can start encouraging them to do that, and that, you know, I don't know, get them to stand up and say something, and
Somebody else up there.
I think we're kind of forgetting that the people working in that sweatshop are probably as pleased as punch to be in there working, getting beaten with a stick. I mean, the bigger picture is such that the alternative is so much worse. And I think that the only way to make things better for those people is not to get rid of the sweatshop, because they'd be even worse off.
Yeah, I will go out on a limb here and disagree with you that they're pleased as punch to be in a sweatshop being beaten for not working overtime. I will disagree with that. I believe it is true that many of those people want those jobs and want to be in those jobs with respect, being treated with respect. But I don't believe they want to be in those jobs being beaten for not working overtime. Yes. I'm sorry, just a moment. How embarrassing. Yes?
David, it's Lindsay at the gates. The police are here. We've only got about 25 minutes before they'll break through us, I'm sure.
Okay, thank you, folks. Dean Day was true to her word. The authorities are at the gates. We have about 25 or 30 minutes. I want to assure you that we're going to do everything we can to get you out of here before something really dramatic happens. Okay? It does mean that we're going to have to move on. I know this is a very good conversation, but we have lots of the play left to do. Okay? Thank you very much. You need to go back to your seat. Yes, we do. Let's do it quickly. Okay, I want to do something else with this. It's very fast. Not what we've been doing. In Nikki's monologue, it gets very fragmented. The language gets very fragmented. I'm just going to ask you to jump right near food, just to refresh your memory. Just go.
I'm supposed to prove to welfare that I'm looking for work. To fucking welfare! What about shoes? What about socks? What about warm sweaters? How am I supposed to... It takes so fucking long just to get enough for us to eat! So don't tell me that I should be more organized.
Okay. In that pause, do you recognize that there are voices in this woman's head screaming things at her? Do you recognize that, folks, that there are voices? I'm going to ask you, if somebody can come up here and take on the shape of what one of those voices is yelling at her. I don't want you to say anything just yet. I just want you to take on the shape of what the voice is saying to her. Can somebody do that? Just make a shape.
Oh, what that actual voice
Yes,
is saying.
what the voice is saying. Quickly, please. Oh, is this it? Okay, sorry. I thought you were thinking. Okay. A voice, a different voice, other than this one. Somebody, quickly. Come. Okay, here we have two voices. I'm going to ask the two of you, is that voice in your head? And this voice? Okay, good. I'm going to ask the two of you to do something. I want you to do a monologue, both of you at the same time. I want you to start yelling the advice that this voice is giving Nikki to her. Okay, just give her the advice. Tell her what you want her to do. Keep going until I tell you to stop. Both you out loud. Ready? Go.
I'm so lazy. I am lazy. I should do better.
Tell her, Nikki, you are.
Nikki, you're so lazy. Why don't you go get a job? You shouldn't be sitting here. You should go in and
yeah, school would be good. Are you interested in journalism, aren't you? I think that would be really awesome.
And move somewhere else. And find a job and maybe start.
And freeze. I'm going to touch you. I want you to say a sentence, and the sentence begins with, Nikki, I want you to, whatever. Nikki, I want you to.
Be free.
Nikki, I want you to be free. Nikki, I want you to.
Be successful.
Really? Nikki, I want you to be successful. Okay, now, I'm going to ask you, if you can put a corporate logo on these voices, who are they? What are these? If we consider that they're corporate logos, anybody tell me. Nike, Coca-Cola, you might know. Microsoft.
Freedom 55.
Something what?
Freedom 55.
Freedom 55. Do you know? Who?
Yeah, Freedom 55, insurance companies, diet people.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, do you know? Seagram's. What about this one? Nike. What's that?
Nortel Networks.
Nortel Networks. Microsoft. Revlon. Do you know? No? No? Do you know? It's been said. Okay. In putting this together, we worked with people to investigate how that corporate ethic has invaded our collective psyche. Isn't it interesting how easy this is to do? You know who those corporate voices are inside her head. It's so simple to name them. I was astonished at how embedded those voices are in our collective psyche. I don't want to do any more with this than just name it. I think we need to think about it a lot more than we are. Thank you very much. Okay, Nikki's at home.
And he hits him over the head with a metal chair. He throws him against the metal post. He's out of control. Where's the referee? He rolls the bone crusher back onto the canvas. Jimmy the Destroyer is climbing back on top of the top turnbuckle. He's in the air. Elbow smash at the throat.
Are you hungry?
1, 2, 3. We have a new world champion. This has been an amazing day for wrestling. Billy's got the best mom.
Mia,
Look at
have
all
you
that
done your
stuff.
homework? I did later.
What do you think's in the red box? It's so
No,
big.
turn it off and go to your room,
Could it possibly
please?
be the new Powerpuff doll from Mattel?
Mike, can I get the
Stop!
Powerpuff
The new
doll?
power. Stop. Come. Who would you replace? Interventionist replace Nikki, and from where? From Are You Hungry? So you're over there. Can I just give you this because you're going to probably travel around? Okay.
And he hits him over the head with a metal chair. He throws him against the metal post.
Yeah, Mom, I'm hungry.
He's out of control. Where's the
You're
referee?
hungry?
He rolls the bone
What-
crusher
what are you
back onto
watching?
the canvas.
WWF.
Destroyer's coming back on top of the
Really?
top
5 more
turnbuckle.
minutes.
He's in the air. Elbow smash at the throat.
Whoa,
Like
what's
about
it
it?
good?
What's good
2,
about it?
3.
What?
We have a new world champion. This has been an
Why do
amazing
you like
night
it?
of
Why do
wrestling.
you like it?
Wow, what an incredible
What do you like
match.
it?
It's
Well,
gonna
people just
change
fly in the
face
air.
of wrestling
People fly in the
forever.
air?
Yeah, it's cool.
Wow.
WWF will never
Wow.
be the same again.
You can sell it, eh?
Billy's got the best move.
5 minutes, you
Look at all
said?
that
Yeah.
stuff. What do you think in the red box?
Do you think there's
No
any
way.
anything else
Could
going
it
on?
possibly be
People flying in the air
the
on other
new
channels,
Powerpuff
maybe?
Mike, can we get the
from Mattel.
Powerpuff doll,
Get the new
please?
Powerpuff doll.
Oh, wow.
You touch her. Tell me. Woohoo!
She makes the power pop.
Can we get that, please?
Can we get it? Do you know how much it costs?
Yeah, 1995.
She can swim. Blub, 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 blub. She can kick
1995 only, Mom.
What if I told you that we don't have 1995 for it?
But we don't have 1995.
Like it's a lot of money.
Forever and ever and ever.
What would you say if I said, you know, can't afford it? What would you say if I said, that's a lot of money and Mommy can't afford it right now?
Mom, kids cost a lot of money. That's just the way things are.
I know kids cost a lot of money. You know, you said you like people flying. What if we found another channel where people are flying?
I'm sorry, just let's let this continue just for a moment, please.
Do you think we could find another
Mom?
channel where people are flying? Where they didn't have the
I don't want to go
1995?
to school in
You
old
don't?
clothes anymore.
But this isn't a piece of clothing. Your clothes are kind of cool. You know, you got jeans with the knees
You're
knocked
not
out.
cool when kids drag you into the toilet and tease you and say that your mom is a welfare mom.
You didn't tell me that before. When did that happen?
You never home for me to tell you that. You
I
come
know.
home after, I don't know where the heck you've been, and you come home and I'm watching TV, all you know how to do is like, tell me you can't afford
You know,
things.
I know, but that's why I'm at work all the time. I'm trying to make money to
So then we
afford
should be
things.
able to-
But I can't afford this.
Why?
Because I don't make enough money. This
Why? But
costs
all
a
my
lot.
friends in school can afford it.
Because their parents are making more money than I am, you know?
I'm going to stop this here because we're short. Come, please. Come. What's your name? Frank. I got a question for you, Frank. It takes you a long time to turn that television off.
Yeah. That's real. I mean,
No.
kids
I'm not criticizing it.
don't turn it off for her.
I'm not criticizing it. We're seeing the truth. You were trying to have this conversation with her, and the TV was blaring.
Yeah.
Yeah? And it doesn't go off.
I was trying to make the conversation relate to what was going on the TV. So, you know,
so you're trying to tie it into what's there.
Tie it into what's going on
Okay.
instead of just shutting the TV off.
I understand then. What do you hope to achieve with her in this moment?
Well, ultimately to work towards finding an alternative to this particular program, because this particular program's a problem. The advertising's a problem, but there are other things going on TV that offer kids some of the same kinds of thrills, some of the same kinds of actions that don't necessarily involve that kind of advertising. So I was trying to get her to change channels.
Okay, what's happening? I don't know if you're seeing this, but she's moving further and further away from you.
She's also changing the topic. You know, we've gone from the TV to talking about clothes, you know, like we're going all over the place.
Why is that? Why?
Because you said that you couldn't afford it. And in school, that's what the kids are now teasing me about, the fact that my mom's a welfare mom and that we're poor. And for me, bringing the toy to school is a sign that we still have money and that we're not poor.
See, my take on it is, my experience, in fact, is that a lot of kids, the communication between kids and their parents about what the parents are doing, what they put up with, and why they, in fact, don't have the resources, doesn't take place. Like, communication between kids, and in fact, parents who are poor are embarrassed, in fact, that they're poor, and they hide that. And that often doesn't help. The communication between kids and parents around these kinds of things is something that needs to happen and something that's been silenced.
Okay, I want to ask you, I'm going to take like no more than just a couple really seconds to do this. Does this relate to the bigger issues? No longer people, but national, international stuff. This scene that we see here between mother and child, does it translate? If it does, how? Somebody. Maybe it doesn't. Pardon me?
Arrogance.
What do you mean arrogance?
I think that there's an arrogance, there's a first world arrogance about the reality of developing countries, and I think there's a real arrogance of parents about the reality of their children.
Okay, anybody else?
Lack of communication.
What do you mean, lack of communication?
That we're not talking about what's happening. We think if we don't talk about it, somebody else will solve the problem for us.
Okay, one more, yes.
I think you can be a strong parent. I think we have made advances since the massacres of Peterloo, when the workers fought the closure of the cotton mills in 19th century England. I think you can, as the United Nations, stand up and as a father say, no, child, you're not getting it because it's immoral. And if we don't do that, we have no fucking nerve.
Okay, thank you very much. We have to move on. Okay. Huh? Is it for, that's what is it for which scene? Okay, you've got 30 seconds. Okay, who do you replace?
I'm replacing Nikki
Okay, and from where?
from When I Go Home.
Okay, here we go. Speak, take this and speak fast.
He hits him over the head with the metal chair. He throws him against the metal post.
Hi, honey, I'm home. Come here for just 1 second, honey.
What?
Just come here for a sec. I just want to talk to you for a sec.
Mom, I was watching TV.
I know, but I haven't seen you all day.
No, you never see me every day.
I
anyway.
know. Give me a hug.
Oh,
I want to talk to you for a sec. Can I talk to you for just 1 second?
One, quick.
I'll talk to you for 5 minutes, and then we'll think about the TV again, okay?
What? Quick.
I haven't seen you all day. What did you do today?
Watch TV.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about a little bit. I know that I'm not home very much lately, and I really apologize for that, but I need to be out there getting us some money and some food and things like that, right? And I feel badly that we don't spend a lot of time together anymore, and I'm a bit worried too that you spend all your time watching TV.
Are we gonna change that? Are you gonna pick me up from school now?
Well, well, we
You're
can
not
see if
gonna
we can
pick
work.
me up from school.
I could try. Yep. Okay. Sure. I could pick you up from school. I can pick you up from school, and maybe we can do things together.
Like what?
Well, let's see. I don't know. What games have you been playing lately? What do you learn from your friends?
You know what?
What do you?
You can't just come home one day after like weeks of being away and tell me that you're gonna like spend time with me. That's not enough.
Okay.
I'm getting teased in school.
Why do you get teased in school?
People say that you're a single mom and they don't have problems because they all have dads. They've got more money. They have their birthdays, they go to school with new clothes. I have my birthday, I had macaroni and cheese last night.
Okay.
Get what this person wants.
I know we eat a lot of macaroni and cheese. I'm trying really hard, and I know you're probably mad at me a lot of the time, and I'm sorry that you get teased.
Well, I want it to change.
I want it to change too, and that's why I'm never around, because I'm working really hard to... A dad, okay. Oh, maybe we can... I don't know, we can... who could we spend time with that could be a good father figure?
Okay, I'm gonna have to stop this, okay? Okay, hello, Croatia. It's wonderful that you're here. Okay, so the intervention is from Sasha. This is Melanie. What is the core of what Sasha wants?
Sasha wanted to show love and support in exchange of TV watching, and to talk about our relationship and talk about the fact that she's spending too much time in front of the television.
Okay, and in fact, that's some of what's going on here, but there's a whole iceberg of stuff.
Yeah.
Because this hasn't been happening for such a long time. Yeah. And you've opened it up and it's all starting to, right? That's going to have to occur here in order to get to the conversation that Sasha wants to have. But we understand the conversation, I think, that Sasha wants to have. We're going to have to move on.
Okay.
Thank you very much. We're moving into onto the corner here. Quickly, please. We are running out of time. Is this for here? Come. Yeah, no, come right away. There's a stop from somewhere else. Come. Who is this from?
This is from Christine Woods in South Surrey. She'd like to replace Claire.
Okay, interventionist replace Claire. This is Monte.
Hello.
I'll give you that.
Thanks.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi.
You know, the last time I walked by you, I didn't really see you at all, and I didn't want to see you. And unfortunately, my circumstances have really changed since then. I've been fired. And wow, the world sure looks different from this point of view. Do you mind if I sit with you for a little while? How are you doing? Yeah, thanks.
I'm all right. It's been pretty hard.
I believe it. I mean, I feel like it's so hard for me, and I'm still getting $400 a week. What are you getting?
Well, I get just under 9 for the month, but I mean 6 automatically goes to rent, and then I have my bills to pay on top of that, and...
I know. And you know, I'm really starting to worry that I'm not going to find another job. I've gone for so long feeling so invulnerable and invincible, and I'm surprised at how scared I feel. And yet I saw you sitting here, and you must be feeling that, but like 10 times more.
Tell me about it.
And I just feel that the option of getting another job at another factory realistically may not be open to us. And I was thinking about you last night as I fell asleep, and I thought, here I am in this big, huge house. I have a lot that we could either sell or reorganize or change over, that the two of us could use together if you wanted. I mean, I know I haven't shown you much respect, and I don't deserve you to work with me, but I need somebody to kind of show me the ropes of how this other side of the world works, because I don't know anything about it.
You want to sell your stuff so we can make money?
Maybe. We could, I mean, did you have dreams when you were younger? We could open up a cafe in the front of my house is huge. Like, I've been living high on the hog.
Get what you want.
I want to let you know that I recognize that we're the same now, and I realize that I didn't used to see it that way. I used to look down on you. And if you want to work with me, I want to work with you and try to make something out of this.
Well, maybe.
Yeah? Do you want my phone number?
Yeah, okay.
Are you hungry? Do you want to come over for dinner?
Can I bring my kid?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, great. Thank you. I could use the company.
Okay, what's this person's name?
This is Christine Woods from South Surrey.
Christine. Thank you, Christine. Does Christine get what she wants here, do you think?
Yeah. Christine wanted to show compassion for Nikki and go through some kind of realization that they're basically the same. And
Okay.
that was her.
I want to ask a provocative question, I guess. Does it take Claire getting onto the carpet for her to be able to do that? Who says no? Hands, please. Who says yes? The room is split about 50-50. I think it's an interesting question to ask. I'm not expecting a rationalization other than yes or no answer to it. We have to move on, I'm sorry. But I think it's a really interesting thing to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to say before you go?
I mean, I think that this intervention was very kind-hearted, but I do think it's more complicated than that, you know, from someone who's...
Are you going to take her up on this?
Maybe. It depends on what she has to offer.
So you're going to be picky?
And yeah, I mean, she's already fired me, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to pass up a free meal, but at the same time, I'm not going to just trust her fully again like that.
Okay, just 30 seconds. Does this translate into the larger issues? And if so, how? Onto a national, international level? Yes.
That's it. Crisis, right? Does she sit down or does she stay standing up? If she sits down, then we've got to have a crisis before we're going to do anything about it, right? If she's staying standing, then we can still do something while we're in a position to do something. We don't have to have all the jobs disappear from Canada before we're going to do something.
Or the air become impossible to breathe, or whatever.
There you go.
Yeah. Anybody else? Somebody over here, somebody over here? Does it translate? Yes.
Well, the idea of someone who has more resources sharing resources too. someone who doesn't, and the idea of the North, developed North, helping the undeveloped South.
Okay, thank you very, no, we've got to move on. Thank you very much. Okay. We need to go into the last moments of the play. We have 3 minutes left. Come quickly.
I'm going to get a job.
Stop. Come. Who would you replace?
Claire.
Okay, you have 2 minutes. Okay? Yeah, you get that, right.
How's it going?
Okay, how are you?
How's the job?
Pretty good.
So you're sitting in front of Oprah and collecting your 8%, or?
No, I'm working my butt off, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you sleep at night?
Pretty good.
Do you dream about all the kids that are making 20 cents an hour? Or did you bargain for 15?
What's your point, Claire?
My point is, I think that you're gonna burn in hell, you piece of shit. Just
Okay.
wanted to make that perfectly clear.
I can respect your opinion.
Really, that's odd because I didn't see you respecting anybody else's.
What do you want from me?
I want you to open your plant, buddy. I want you to give some people some jobs. I want you to not be such a capitalistic pig and so greedy that you can't see that you have an effect on people's lives.
Claire, wake up. I have no responsibility to you. I have a responsibility to my shareholders to turn a profit, which is what I do.
So turn us into shareholders.
You don't like it? Go to Sweden, all right?
Give me the cash and I will, buddy.
No. This is a free market economy. You make your own mark. I'm making mine. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Have a good life.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Okay, what's your name?
Julie.
Okay, Julie, you have a strong impulse. I saw the stop. Stop! Do you get what you want here in this scene?
Well, I think all I can really expect is to tell him where I'm coming from. I mean, I don't really expect him to change.
Right, and there is a lot to be said for expressing oneself in this moment. That's not nothing.
No.
Right, that is something.
Well, it's an expression of power.
Mm-hmm. Does this mean anything to Andrew?
Yeah, it does on a level. I mean, we spent 6 years together. It doesn't mean nothing.
And you pause.
Yeah, I know. I do pause. There's that moment of youth. Whatever that means.
That was extremely eloquent. No, we all understood the gish. We all understood that. Okay, anything you want to say before you go?
No. Good job, you guys.
Thank you. You get the bag back. Quickly, does this moment translate for you? If so, how? Anybody?
Here.
Where?
You made an excellent point about greed. The whole system runs on greed. I have a personal experience where a company I know was making 35%. Let's have 40. Where's the threshold? There's never a threshold.
Right.
It's based on greed.
Anybody else? Yes.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of the words here. But we're talking about everything on a really micro level here, and everyone's operating in bad faith. You know, people are always going to try to get the most profit. And on this personal level, I know we all need to take personal responsibility for everything, but unfortunately it has to be legislated. He's not going to stay in Canada, even if he wanted to. He will leave to make a better profit somewhere else. But if we legislate through the government that he has to stay here and provide these jobs, we can. So I just wanted to raise that point.
Okay, good, thank you. We have to wrap. Could all of the people, phone actors, web actors upstairs, come down, please? People who, if you're here, worked in any way on this to help us prepare for this action, could you come onto the stage, please, very quickly? Come. I have some things I need to say in wrapping up. This work is a circle. It starts in reality. In this case, the reality of almost 100 people's lives. They're not all here tonight, more than you see here tonight. We start in reality. In the creation process, we made images of that reality, not images of fantasy, images of reality. And here in the theater tonight, we've transformed those images. We've taken them apart and put them back together again. In the process of doing that, Our hope is that we learn things. That we learn things, that you learn things, and that all you folks out there on TV and on the web learn things. But that circle, reality, images of reality, and transforming images of reality is not complete unless we take what we learn out of here and use it to make the campus, the world outside the campus, in reality, a safer place for all of us. That is the request of this kind of an action. We haven't done this to inconvenience you. I also want to say to you that making this piece of theater, we've learned things. We've learned that the theater belongs to us, to all of us and you and all of you out there to use in our lives. And we've also learned that in the theater, there is magic. And so your barcodes, they're going to wash off. And the police, they're not coming. Not here, not tonight, not to the Fire Hall Art Center. But make no mistake about it, the police come all over the world and here in Vancouver. Thank you, Shaw. Thank you, Fire Hall Art Center. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.